Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, what we are going to focus on is singular matrix. But you may ask, what is singular matrix? Well, a singular matrix has a determinant of 0. So that's basically what a singular matrix is. Any matrix that has a determinant of 0 is defined as a singular matrix. Here, I have matrix A. What we're going to do, we're going to find the determinant of A. So the determinant of A is going to equal to the product of the main diagonal, which is 2 times 3, all of that in bracket, minus the product of the minor diagonal, which is 6 times 1, right? 2 times 3, that's going to give us 6, minus 6 times 1, that's 6, and 6 minus 6, that's equal to 0. So here, clearly, we can see that the determinant of A is equal to 0. So therefore, A is a singular matrix, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at some possible questions that you may be given when concerning singular matrix. Let's say you have a matrix P, right? And matrix P is defined as 4, 2, 3, and say K. And I tell you that P is a singular matrix, you must determine the value of K. Now, if P is a singular matrix, then the determinant must equal to 0. So therefore, know that the determinant of P is going to equal to the product of the main diagonal, which is going to be 4 times K, minus the product of the minor diagonal, which is 3 times 2 here. Now, we know that P is a singular matrix, so therefore, the determinant must equal to 0. So here where we have P determinant, we are going to replace it with 0. So therefore 0 is equal to 4 times K, which is just going to be 4K, minus 3 times 2, that's going to be 6. Now in order to determine the value of K, we need to get rid of this minus 6. What we can do is to add 6 to both sides. So here, I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I'm going to add 6 to this side. And I'm also going to add 6 to this side. So what I now have is 0 plus 6, that's going to give me 6, is equal to 4K minus 6 plus 6, that's a 0. In order to determine the value of K, because this 4K means 4 times K, then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to divide this side by 4 and divide this side by 4. So here 4 will cancel out 4. So therefore K is going to equal to 3 over 2. Because 6 over 4 is just the same thing as saying 3 over 2. Alright? So that's how you would determine the value of K. So here we have another matrix that is defined as 3x, 4, 6x, and x. right? Let's say that M is a singular matrix and we're asked to determine the value of X. How would we go about that? We know that we can determine the determinant of a singular matrix by saying the determinant of M is going to equal the product of the main diagonal, which is going to be 3x multiplied by x, put that in a bracket, subtract the product of the minor diagonal, which is going to be 6x times 4. Now we know that any matrix that has a determinant of 0 is considered to be a singular matrix. Now we know that M is a singular matrix, therefore the determinant must equal to 0. So we are going to replace the determinant of M with 0. So 0 is equal to 3x times x. That's going to give us 3x squared minus 6x times 4. That's going to give us 24x right? So what we have here is a quadratic expression, right? Now what we can do, we can divide each term by 3. What we're going to have, still going to have 0 here, equal to, this 3 will cancel out this 3, so we end up with x squared here minus 24 divided by 3, that's going to give us 8x. Alright. Now what we can do is to factor out x. So if we factor out x, what we're going to do, we're going to take out what is common, which is x. Factor out x out of the first term, which is x squared, x is left. And if we factor out x out of 8x, minus 8 is left. And all of this must equal to 0. So therefore, it's either x is going to equal to 0 or what's inside of the bracket is going to equal to 0. So therefore, x minus 8 is going to equal to 0. So from here, we have one value of x already. X is equal to 0. So we can simplify this side by just adding 8 to both sides. And if we add 8 to both sides, we get x is equal to positive 8. Right? So these are the value of x. X either equal to 0 or x equal to 8. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.